What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. As you can see, we got some snow behind us. Not the most pleasant thing to announce on the channel that we already have snow, but we were kind of due for it. Actually, we weren't having any winter weather at all up until about 3 days ago, and then out of nowhere we got some lake effect snow, and because we're positioned right along the lake, depending on which way the wind blows, you might get 2 or 3 inches out of nowhere, and that's what happened. We woke up and it was just a winter wonderland, and it's slowly been melting away to my relief, but I just don't want to see winter just yet. Not quite December yet, so I don't really want to see winter, at least until we get a little closer to Christmas. But what we're talking about is actually Christmas related, and that's a gift guide for a gardener in your life. A lot of you have been asking me about tools that I use very frequently in the garden, and so I figured I'd tie this in because a lot of you are also Christmas shopping, and I kind of figured because Mrs. MIgardener and I are really changing up how we give gifts this year because of the cost of everything going up, and also just really refocusing on what's actually important, giving gifts from the heart, giving gifts that are going to be meaningful, not just something that's going to be very consumeristic and end up in a landfill in 3 to 6 months to a year or so. We want to give gifts that are going to be quality, they're going to last. And so because we also are doing this personally, I thought it'd be kind of fun to share with you some quality tools that I use all the time that is going to be a great gift for someone, and maybe even a gift for yourself. I mean, hey, let me know if you do this in the comments box below, but if I see a really good deal, sometimes I'll just get myself a gift, and that's fine too. With that being said, the first one I want to talk about is my flat, basically a square hoe. So I absolutely love this flat-edged square hoe. It's something that I use personally. I didn't used to use it all the time, but as I begin to do a lot more and my body has aches and pains, I mean, let's face it, I'm not, 12 or 15 anymore. I'm like approaching 30, and so after a long day's work, my back gets a little sore. And I don't want to say that it sounds lazy, it's just utilitarian. I really like the fact that I don't have to bend down. I can literally make rows. If I'm direct sowing seed, I can literally just make a row basically just by standing. I can use this just to draw a row, and I absolutely love it. It's such a great handy tool, but also I can use it to work the soil very loosely, and not very deep either. If I don't want to really work the soil, but I want to kind of loosen it a little bit, it's great. It's also so ideal. You can actually use the corner. Quick tip for you guys. You can use the corner of a square hoe like a triangle hoe, basically 2 tools in one. You can turn it on a 45-degree angle, and you have this beautiful point here that makes furrows. You can dig it down deep, pull it back, and make a hole for transplanting. You can do a lot with this, and it's very versatile. You can even use it to weed. So I really love this, and I do find that I use this a lot. Now we got this one. This is just a Stanley brand. It's probably not the best one. I know there's a couple different tool makers that make better quality ones, but it was on sale. I got it for $1.50 at there's it's like a bargain house basically. It's kind of like they get bulk pallets of stuff, and I just saw it for $1.50. I'm like, okay, that's at least a $20 tool, even if it breaks, whatever. And it hasn't broke. It's lasted me 5 years, so it's lasted me, but it's not the highest quality tool that I'm going to go through, but it is one that I use a lot. Let's go to the second one. All right, now this is the second tool, and this has definitely made an appearance on our channel a lot, and this is our hori. Now this is made by a company called Bare Bones, and I absolutely love this company and love this tool. This is one of my favorite tools that I think fall into the line of kind of like a multi-purpose tool. Now, yes, the square hoe you can use it as a triangle hoe. You can dig holes with it. You can do stuff like weed, and you can make furrows with it. There's a multi-purpose to that as well, but this is also a multi-purpose tool. The one edge is serrated, as you can see. The other end is flat. It is concave, so it can be used as a shovel. It has a blade here, so you can actually cut twine with it. And I like to use it for not only digging, but if I'm edging, like around our driveway or our walkways, things like that, it cuts through roots super easily, so I can actually use it to edge. I don't have that much of a driveway to edge, so it's not too bad. But also the fact that it actually is it's a single piece of metal. It's actually a full tang. So the the wood accent is actually just for grip and for comfort, but it's really made well. I've seen a lot of horis where the shovel portion, or like the blade portion, is fixed onto the handle with like a screw. Those never last, and these you can really put a beating on with these things, and they're awesome. I do not enter the garden without this one, and as you can see, it's seen some better days. In fact, I might let me know in the comments box below if you'd like to see a tool restoration video. This could definitely use a good restoration. I could definitely get some of the surface rust off and put another finish on this wood. It's been very loved. But I've had this tool for about 7 years now, and still just as good as the day I got it. All right, the third favorite tool that I typically don't enter the garden without are my Fiskars Microtip snips. Now, we actually carry these over on MIgardener.com because I love them so very much. We don't typically enter the garden without them because they have so many uses. The first one is, if I'm harvesting tomatoes and there's one that's not ripe and one that is, I can get in there real close because it's so precise with these blades that I can actually get in there real close and harvest the tomatoes. I can also use it to cut things like string and twine, so it's great for that. But also it's just convenient for cutting things like herbs and other soft, kind of soft wooded growth. So it's really, really nice for harvesting. I absolutely love it. It's nice and compact, and it does, it has a lot of quality. The spring has never come undone. The blade has never dulled. I've had this for about 5, maybe 6 years, and what's amazing is if anything happens to it, I simply call Fiskars and send them a picture, and there's a little code here on the blade. Simply give them the product number, and there's a lifetime warranty. That is phenomenal for like a $12 product. A $12 product with a lifetime warranty, I don't know many things that have that. So that's why it secured its spot in my number 3 favorite tool in the garden. Let's move on to number 4. All right, my 4th favorite tool that I have in the garden are these bypass pruners. I absolutely love these. These are phenomenal. I don't even really know the brand of these, to be honest, because I've had these for so long. I've had these for probably 8 to 9 years. I use these all the time in the garden. These are great for heavy duty things like pruning fruit trees or thicker tomato stems, pepper stems, and whatnot. This is phenomenal. I also use this for harvesting things like pumpkins, nice thick stems. These pruners can go through 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch material. Again, I don't even know the brand or maker, but what I can safely say is that a good quality, bypass pruner is going to serve its purpose in the garden probably 9 times out of 10. It is phenomenal. And what's really nice is the fact that these blades actually come out. You can actually unscrew this bolt here, and you can actually resurface the blades. You can, or resurface. It's cold, my brain's not working. And gives a whole new definition to brain freeze. But you can resurface the blades by sharpening them, and it keeps them in top shape. And that way, whenever you cut something, you have a nice clean cut. Because if you have a cut that's really frayed and kind of from dull blades, it actually is very blunt, and it causes a lot of damage and trauma to the tissue of the plant that you're cutting, and it opens it up to things like disease and pests. So I'd highly recommend getting something like a heavy-duty bypass pruner. I'll see if I can post in the comments box or in the description box below a link to where I got this, if I can find the brand. If not, I'll post a Fiskars brand. Again, Fiskars comes with a lifetime warranty, so I definitely stand behind that company and their products. So if I can't find that exact one, I'll post one to Fiskars, and I really love the Fiskars bypass pruner as well. All right, let's move on to the 5th and final one that I absolutely love. All right, the 5th and final product that I do not enter the garden without that I absolutely love is a good quality hand trowel. Now, you'll notice that I don't have a large shovel in my list of tools that I don't enter the garden without, and that's because I rarely use a shovel. I will only use a big shovel maybe 2 to 3 times a year. It's certainly a tool that I do use in the garden, but it's not one that I would say I don't enter the garden without. It's just something that I don't really use all that often. If I'm harvesting potatoes, or if I'm planting potatoes, or if I'm digging a hole for a tree, I'll use it. But other than that, I really don't use it all that much. Sometimes in the spring or the fall, if I'm putting in my core gardens, if I'm digging a really deep hole or a trench to put the straw down for our core gardens, I'll use a shovel for that, but I don't really use a shovel all that often, so that's why I don't have a big shovel in my list. Now, a small hand trowel? Absolutely. I use this almost on the daily for digging things like weeds, transplanting, mixing soil, scooping fertilizer. It doesn't matter. I use this for everything. And what I really love is just the versatility and quality of this. This is made by Fiskars, so obviously it's another tool that I absolutely love. Because of the fact that it has a lifetime warranty. This is actually aluminum frame, so it's very lightweight. Again, for me, anything that I can do to conserve energy when I have a garden of this size helps me out. And so because it's so lightweight, because of the fact that it's aluminum frame with just a grippy rubber kind of handle, this is a great tool, super lightweight. I think this might only come in at maybe like 8 to 10 ounces. It's surprisingly light, but unbelievably sturdy. So I love this. And then there was actually a 6th favorite tool, but I kind of combined it into my 5th, which is the garden trowel or the hand trowel. And that was the long handled trowel. Now, you guys know, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, I actually had about 5 or 6 years ago a long handled trowel. And I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, it's been sold out for the longest time. Now, it was made by a company called A.L. Leonard, I believe, and they just actually started stocking them again. And I'm going to get one for this channel because I think it's not only worth featuring, but it's one that I really loved. It had about a 3-foot length handle with a wide trowel at the bottom. So it was all the benefits of a hand trowel, only you could do things standing up. So again, it just reduces the amount of bending you have to do. And so for me, I loved it. So those are the 5, maybe 6 garden tools that I cannot enter the garden without. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. Make sure to check the description box below for those links if you want to check them out. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, make sure to do that. We're going to be taking our gardening indoors very soon. So if indoor gardening is something that you enjoy, or if you want to follow along for more outdoor gardening videos, there will be lots more of those as well. So make sure you subscribe if you're not yet already. Like this video if you did enjoy, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. All right, grow big or go home, everyone. Bye.